Hey, how's it going, guys? Hope everybody's doing great. Everybody's testing and scaling campaigns and doing good, right? And I just wanted to take some time out and show some of our people or some of the guys like how do I personally farm Facebook profiles? Do you? And I'll be answering some other questions as well, like do you even need to do that, right? When should you be doing that? Why you should be doing that? How you should be doing that? And the main reason for this is to shatter some of the beliefs, right? And just to rant a little bit, I suppose, right? So let's get started. I want to make this video as short as possible. We're not going to get into too much stuff as there's a lot of videos already, but I'll be just putting on just my touch and my style a little bit, right? So this is my way. There are many ways to do it. You probably already might be aware of some ways or might be already implementing some of the ways that are completely working out for you. And my advice to you would be to stick with that way, right? Anyhow, if you're still here, we can move on, right? So, why do I need so many profiles, right? So, there are some people. Now, I would be telling some facts, some of my personal stories and my takes, right? And some people might believe that you don't need so many profiles to to stay in this game or to stay in this space. And I'm not one of those. I definitely focus a lot on infrastructure, and that has actually been one of my really huge mistakes. That before even starting any work, I would start thinking about infrastructure and all that stuff. So yeah, that did not really prove a win-win for me starting out, right? But now here it is, and that's why I'll be sharing my experiences as well. So why do I need so many profiles? Two words. I don't know. One word. Shut down. So that's one word, I suppose. Shut down, right? Even if you have your winner campaign, uh, the the sweet reality is that you can make a lot of money with the system, of course, but you can also even get shut down overnight. And I don't personally have a lot of expectations from Facebook, but you can definitely request review and do all that good stuff. And most of the time, depending on the time of the year or what other things, you may or may not get your profile back, right? But you can always try. So why do I need so many profiles? Shutdowns and scaling and testing, all that good stuff. You can do it if you have more profiles, if you have more business managers, you can definitely do it. Now, there are other ways to do it. You can buy profiles online, right? There are a lot of variants and a lot of ways to do that. You can even do that. But majorly still 80 to 90% of my profiles are always farmed and not bought. All right. When do I need so many profiles? So the answers have a little bit of variance, like warming up or farming the profiles. It takes a little bit of time, let's say month and a half or month, right? If you're doing it properly, of course. You can do it in a shortened time frame, of course, but I'm not a big fan of that. So if you're starting out, the chances are that you have not used your personal profile. You have not used your, let's say, partner's profile. You have not used your friends and family profile. So the number one step would be to reach out to friends and family. Maybe teach them how to share, how to extract, how to take out or make a business manager and all that good stuff. But don't think that I need to make the profiles first. Let's say I need to spend 1.5 months to do that, and then I would start testing. There should be nothing that should be stopping you from testing and scaling. Never, right? Just keep that in mind. Don't say, oh, I'll build the infrastructure and then I'll start testing and then I'll start doing all the stuff that will be directly moving the needle, right? Don't do all that stuff that's not directly related, and this is definitely not related when you're starting out, right? But if you have campaigns you're testing out, you're in the trenches, you're doing the good stuff, right? Then you can, of course, dive into farming more profiles. So that's the when part, right? If you're starting out, don't do it. Don't fill your time with it. That's what I actually mean. Don't fill your time with this thing that you might think that, hey, I'm actually being productive, but yeah, when's the best time to start farming profiles? It's now, right? It's now, and do not sacrifice the time for the testing and testing your, doing the real work. Don't sacrifice the time for that. You have to do that absolutely. Do friends and family first. So, can I run with one or two profiles or business managers? My answer is yes, you can do that, but then again, you never know when you might face a shutdown. So, yeah, you can definitely have one or two business managers and you can start running, but you definitely will need to start farming profiles if you want to stay in this game long term. That's what I mean, and that's what I mean when I say my way, because there are mentors who might be not that much reliant on farming profiles, but that's my way. So how to farm the right way. So I'll be discussing the right way for me, how I do it, and how it's working. I would say fairly good for me. I would not say excellent. Can't expect excellent with Facebook, right? And don't think of Facebook as your enemy, right? I mean, our bosses, or when we were doing a job, they could be way way worse than the way Facebook treats us. So don't have expectations. Don't get bogged down. Don't be sad. Don't be depressed when it comes to Facebook, because our actual lives with a job with a crappy boss could be way more worse, right? I know how it feels. All right. So how to farm the right way, that's it. And I'll be sharing the method. So I'll be sharing exactly what I do with what devices I do. This may or may not work for you, but you can definitely message me on Instagram. I'll drop my link below and I'll see what I can do. Or just if it's a post in your inner circle, you can definitely comment down below as well, right? And I'll try my best to answer those questions. That would be great. So the clean fold, what I mean by that. So this is a phone, right here, right? And if you can see behind this, I have little tag that says number 10. So this is number 10 phone out of 25 other phones. So it's off right now. So what you do is you can simply Google search how to hard reset the phone. Hard reset the phone. So we will not be getting into the nitty gritties right now. I'll just give you a 30,000 feet view, and that way you can move forward. So just Google, have this. So like I said, I'll be sharing my personal experiences plus a little bit of ranting, right? Have the Google mentality, right? And don't even believe yourself when you say I'm not that technical, right? I'm Indian and I would say I'm not technical, right? I'm not that tech guy that you might assume. And Google will always be your friend, right? But if you are in the inner circle, you can definitely post your questions there, right? So clean phone, how to reset it, you can always Google it. It's like when you on the phone, yeah, you have these buttons on the side. You press volume up or down and the off button. I don't do it right now personally, right? I have someone who does it for me. So just press those button. It will bring you a new kind of screen before switching it on, and then you press the button of the resetting the phone, right? And that's the way you get a clean phone, right? The second method before step 2 would be to put a new SIM card in this, and you can run with some other hotspot device and do other stuff like that. If you already have a knowledge of that, I'm totally totally cool with that, but this is my way. So I put a SIM card. I already have like 50 SIM cards. So in India, it's a lot cheaper. It's actually free, right? And whenever I have to get internet services, I just recharge it, and that's it. All right. So that's pretty much it. With the new SIM card and the phone, you turn it on and you reset it, and then you create a new Gmail address on that. Why Gmail? So when starting out, when I came across these methods, of course, I'm not the one who made these, right? There were other awesome mentors who did this, right? And I didn't question the nitty gritty, because I was like, okay, tell me what to do and I'll do it, right? So a new Gmail address. The question might arise in many people's mind, why Gmail? I will not question it, right? Personally, so just stick to what's working. So Gmail kind of has just to answer your question, Gmail has the most authority, I would say. And now you have to warm up the Gmail as well. That means you just go to simply Google like 100 blogs, right? Or 100 niches, right? And you'll get around yoga, fitness, whatnot, traveling, right? And you just go ahead, choose one niche, and then you go ahead. Let's say example, you've chosen for travel, right? And you just Google search like top 100 blogs in traveling, right? And just go to those blogs and subscribe to the newsletters, do all the good stuff, behave, just act and behave like a normal Gmail address, or a normal person would browse the internet, right? Just go ahead and uh, warm up your Gmail address. That's how you do it. You just subscribe to newsletters. You 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 go to your inbox, then you click confirmation to the subscriptions that you're getting or newsletters that you're getting. That way it becomes more genuine address, right? Do it for 2 to 3 days, and that's probably it. And if you are really, really, really lucky, I've been 1 or 2 times. What I did was I would visit these Indian actresses or Indian actress. Okay, I'll be honest, it was Indian actresses, right? So I'll reach out on their Facebook page, and Facebook would tell me like give a little pop up, right? Make your ID or log in with your Facebook address. But I'm not. I don't have an address, right, on the new phone with the new Gmail. And then I'll do it on the second day, and most probably this probably won't happen like 70-80% of the time. Probably, I'm not sure. You'll automatically receive a message from Facebook saying, "Hey, why not create an account with us?" Right? And that's one way to do it. If you get the message from Facebook, and consider yourself kind of lucky, because Facebook sent you a message like, "Hey, why not make an ID because you've been browsing on Facebook." For some reason, they can track that. I'm not sure, right? And that would be in your inbox, right? Okay, but let's say you're not that lucky, or it's just you're a normal user, you don't get a message from Facebook, you go ahead and create the Facebook ID, right? That would be the way, right? And then you start with the profile. There's not much activity when you start out. Don't do a lot of activity, just behave like a normal user. Make it a genuine profile. If it's me, I've created like tons and tons of profiles on my name, my brother's name, my youngest brother's name, and all other his friends, right? You can create I'm not sure how many IDs have I created on my name. It can be a full name, it can be a short name with the full surname. You can do all sorts of variations, right? You can even put the same name, put other name in the bracket. If you know how to do that on Facebook, you can just simply Google that as well, how to put a nickname or in the bracket in the Facebook, all that stuff, right? Just make sure you put all the valid information. Let's say I create a profile on this, and let's say it's from some place in India, right? I would create it. Let's say I'm using it from my place right now, so I would say that this person that I've just created a profile he just belongs nearby. right? It's not like someone, I would not put my address like living in USA or currently living in France, because the network is from India, right? Or some place in India. So be genuine with that. Facebook likes that, I suppose. And yeah, just make a proper ID on your phone, like you'll normally make, right? Just add friends. If you don't know how to add people, or not much people are adding you, just you can probably find many groups. You can probably find many groups of people who like gardening, or who like what a lot of stuff, right? Based on that, or you can simply find Facebook groups where people say, where the name of group, I've found tons of group where the name of the group is add friends. So it's simply made for one and one thing only. You add friends from all over the world, and people are ready to add you right off the bat. All right, so that's solved. You just do a little bit of activities every day, 5 to 10 minutes. So warm it up properly. Probably takes 7 to 10 days. That's what I do. I don't have a set number, but that's the number, right? Just a week to 10 days. You just do, and you just like pages. You add yourselves to the groups. You add people, right? You just do all that good stuff. There's nothing much complex about that, I suppose. Step 5 would be the time to transfer the profile. That's when you turn on 2FA on your phone, right? Let's say let's keep the clarity. Just give me a second. All right. So that's when this bad boy comes in, right? So again, if you have questions regarding this, you just post down in comment or message me on Instagram. I'm there. I would get in touch with other people at your place, probably. I hope so, just to help you out and see if this works at my place. What could work at your place? But most probably a dedicated Wi-Fi hotspot device, right? So this has one SIM card in it, and it's like a personal hotspot, right? So let's say the profile is done for 7 to 10 days on your phone. You turn on the two-factor authentication. You take out all that recovery codes. You copy paste it in some important document that you have, right? And then you create a new Chrome user on your laptop, or what I do is I create a new laptop user. That's what I do, just to make it more secure, I suppose. So it's a new laptop user, and I create new Chrome user in that new laptop user. I hope that's making sense. So it's not just a simple Chrome user in the laptop user that you have right now. And if the terminology laptop user is not making sense for you, just Google it. You'll understand it, right? So I create a new laptop user, right? And in that new laptop user, I create a new Chrome user. And that's when I log in into the profile into the laptop, right? And what I would do is, in that profile, I would just connect this. I would make a hotspot, right? Again, if you don't know how to make a hotspot from your phone, right, there might be some people who might not be very technical, right? You just Google it, how to make a hotspot from your phone. You just have a button. You just turn your internet on. You turn on hotspot, and that's when your phone turns into a hotspot. And then you connect your computer or your PC or your laptop with the same network, and the network stays the same, right? The network stays the same. Still, this hasn't entered the game. The hotspot, the dedicated hotspot, still hasn't entered the game yet. It's still the phone. Right now, you have your Facebook profile in the phone and in your laptop, right? In the phone and in your laptop with the same internet, right? Because you have made this as your hotspot. So for 2 or 3 days, you run your ID. Let's say you browse for 5 to 10 minutes a day, right, with that ID, and that's pretty much it. This phone now has to go, and we'll start making a new profile on this, right? And what happens is when I have to switch, now the next step would be to switch the internet network from this. We need to take this out of the game and bring this dedicated hotspot device, right? So you turn on this device and you connect your profile with this device, and try to do it not by signing out of the profile. Let's say you're just casually browsing your profile that has been newly transferred to your laptop or your PC, and after 2 to 3 days you're casually browsing, and then on when you're browsing the profile you change the network on that time, right? You don't sign out, you don't do any of that stuff, just change the network when you're using the profile, right? And that's pretty much it. The phone, you just log out your ID from the phone and you start from the step 1 with this phone. You hard refresh, you hard reset it, and you just start with the new profile, and this baby is gone out of the game. And now you work with this, right? And the next step would be the caution I already told you about, is switching to the network slowly, right? After 2 to 3 days you switch it slowly, because Facebook don't like some people who are doing rigorous activities, because it's kind of considered black hat, I suppose, and that's what we are actually doing, right? So do it slow to make it look legit. All right, so do it slowly. So step 6 would be starting activity on your laptop. That's the step 6. Use this hotspot for that activities. And as a matter of fact, I have few profiles in my laptop right now, and all of those profiles are on one hotspot device, and this is it, right? This is it. When I have to switch from one profile to another, I would just restart it. Have a 2 or 3 minutes gap, and then just restart it, then connect back, and your profile is back, and I have no issues at all, right? So I hope that made sense, right? So at least 3 to 4 weeks, do it for 3 to 4 weeks on your laptop, right? So step 7, and that is the probably the last one of those last steps, I suppose, right? So it's time to extract the business manager. So after 1.5 months, you are ready to, what I mean by extract, it's just a fancy word. You just make business managers, right? And don't create both business managers on one day. Try to have, the next caution step would be to apply a 24-hour rule, and that means any activity that you're doing, try to have at least 24 hours difference starting out, at least for first 7 to 10 days. That's what I do, right? That's what I do, and how I do it. Told you everything. So the reason was, like, I'm telling this time and again, right? Explaining to some students, and don't get me wrong, I love explaining this, right? But I was also wondering that there might be some people who might think that this stuff doesn't work, and I've been doing it for like past 1.5 or 2 years, and it still works. It works. The only thing that probably have stayed the most consistent is the farming profiles, and it always work, right? So after 3 to 4 weeks, you start your business manager, just to make one business manager on the first day. And if you want to stick to doing activities on the same business manager, you can do it. You can add your payment methods and create ad accounts at, then again, have 24 hours difference, right? Doesn't matter if it's BM1 or BM2. If you want to create BM2, then again have a 24 hours difference. That's my personal take, and that's what works for me, right? And yeah, that's After 3 to 4 weeks, right, you're ready to go. And yeah, voila, you have your profile ready to go. Congratulations, you've made your first profile. All right, that's pretty much it. And if you watch this video in the inner circle, you can definitely comment down below if this had probably help you clear up your mind, right? And if you're watching it on YouTube, you probably, I'll drop the link for my Instagram. That would be great. All right, guys, have a great one. See ya.